What's up, everybody? Happy Wednesday. Hope all you're having a great day so far today. Getting into this episode of GH, I liked it. I liked this episode for the most part. I'm sad that we're losing William Lipton. I am because I feel like he's a gem of a young actor, and it sucks that we're losing him. But you know what? I like this progression in the Cameron storyline, the Cameron character. Because I feel like Cam's gonna go off to do big things. You know what I mean? I think this opportunity for him is a huge opportunity. To get a scholarship to play soccer at Stanford. He's moving to California. I think that's huge, and I think you know that's one of the biggest reasons why he wants to go because I think it's such a huge opportunity. It's a chance for him to get a change of scenery, meet new people, despite what Spencer may think, because Spencer is just pissed off at Esme at this point, so he thinks that everything going on in people's lives has something to do with her. Like, he thinks that, oh, Cam's leaving because of Esme. I don't even think Cam's leaving because of the situation between him and Jocelyn. I don't even think that played a part into it. Um, I think Spencer just wants to blame everything on Esme, talking about, oh, she ruined all of their lives. I'm like, what about their lives is ruined? I don't see anybody's lives ruined because of her. They're all still doing the same shit that they were doing before. So what about y'all lives have changed since Esme got there? I mean, some things have changed, but not really too much that negatively impacted them so much. You know what I'm saying? Y'all still standing. Y'all still got well-to-do parents. Y'all all still in school for the most part. So y'all haven't lost anything really. So what about your life is ruined? Um, and I will give props to Cameron because I feel like that's such a huge thing for him to do, to basically suggest to Jocelyn that they could still be friends. I thought that was major on his part, and that shows the maturity, on his part to even want to be friends with her. You know what I mean? Because he better than me. I wouldn't still be friends with that chick after what she did. She gaslighted the hell out of that boy, and I still don't like it. You know what I'm saying? But I think it was big of him to do that. And I feel like he gave her some food for thought about Dex. You know what I mean? Because she wants to sit there, oh, I'm not going to talk to you about Dex or whatever. But I feel like he gave her a reality check in a way. Because I feel she's not going to be able to handle Dex's life. I feel like no matter what goes down between Dex and Sonny, I'm starting to get the feeling that he may want to still work for Sonny in the long run. Or he may still want to be a part of that life. And Jocelyn is so certain that this is about to be over between him and Sonny. I think she's going to get a rude awakening, and I don't think she's going to be able to handle it. So she might want to listen to Cameron on this one. I'm just saying. Um, so moving on from that, it was so great to see Christina, and I seen the look that Dex was giving Christina when she came up in there and whatnot, and the look that she gave him. I was like, listen, the writers done missed the mark with the two of them, because I feel like that's who he should be with, as opposed to Jocelyn. I just like the natural chemistry between the two actors. You know what I'm saying? Between Lexi and Evan, I like it, and I do think they definitely have chemistry. That's just my opinion. But I'm happy for Christina, that she found some purpose in her life, and she's talking about opening up a restaurant. Of course, she's gonna need some seed money from Sonny. And I feel like Sonny was, asking her the right questions, like he was saying the right things to her, because as much as he's proud of her and as much as he supports her in whatever it is she wants to do, I agree with Sonny wholeheartedly. At the end of the day, she's not in competition with her sisters. I understand how it is when you see people close to you mapping out their futures. They're getting their careers started and you just feel like you're stuck in a rut. I totally understand where she was coming from with that. But she has to remember, like Sonny said, it's not a competition. The only person she's in competition with is herself. You know what I'm saying? If she wants to better herself and find a career that suits her, that's good. But I feel like people that do that, you should never do it because of other people. You should find a career based off of what you want and do it for you. You know what I'm saying? Don't do it because you feel like, oh, these people over here are doing something and I'm not. No, do it because you really want to do it, not because of what other people are doing. Never look at what somebody else is doing. You know what I'm saying? Focus on what you're doing, or what you need to do. You know what I mean? But don't get me wrong, restaurants are risky businesses. They are, because I have a few restaurants that's not far from where I live that closed down. So, they are risky, especially in this economy with inflation going up and all that. It is risky, but I think if done correctly, I think Christina can pull it off. If she pours a lot of her, passion into it, she can definitely pull it off. And I'm glad Sonny gave her some, perspective on this thing, because Christina does like to do a lot of charity work and stuff at the youth center and whatnot. She liked to volunteer, and running this business it's not going to leave her a lot of time to volunteer. You know what I mean? So I'm glad that he let her know all these things while also supporting her at the same time. And it was funny watching Dex eavesdrop on the conversation, because I think by him listening in on the conversation, again, his admiration for Sonny continues to grow. Yeah, I definitely feel like his respect level for Sonny grew listening to Sonny's conversation with Christina and seeing how much of a loving father he is. Because despite all of Sonny's flaws, I believe he really does care about his kids. He really does support them. And I love the bond that Sonny and Christina have. You know what I mean? Like, he even feels like she's more like him than all of his other kids. I've always felt like that too. Like, she got a lot of his, spunk, his passion, his anger. Like, she has a lot of that about her. You could definitely see it. And I always enjoy Sonny and Christina scenes all the time. I don't even know why Sonny was trying to tell Dex to not engage with Spencer, because at the end of the day, Spencer is the one that starts the trouble with Dex. Like, Dex does not start the issues with him. Like, even when Spencer came home, he was pissed to even see Dex in there, wondering why he was there and whatnot. And I'm like, Spencer, go sit down. Like, go sit down somewhere. Um, Spencer is such a freaking hothead. Even him going to Spring Ridge to confront Esme and stuff like that, it was such a hot-headed move. And Laura, I could see the look on her face. She was pissed and embarrassed. Like, dude, get out of here. Because Laura is trying to work an angle here. Not a bad angle, but she's trying to resolve this custody thing peacefully. All Spencer is doing is making it harder. That's all he's doing. Every time he goes there to argue with Esme or get all up in her face about the baby being in a prison, you're escalating the matter. And Laura's just trying to figure this thing out in a peaceful way, so they don't have to waste money on lawyers and go to court and drag it out. Um, I like Laura's approach to this. I'm not even gonna lie. I like her approach to it. But if she doesn't figure out something soon, it's not gonna stop Spencer from trying to go back to court and figure this out. You know what I mean? She tried to appeal to Esme's soft side, her mothering side. Now that she's a mom, maybe she could appeal to her and let her know, like, listen, having a child in prison is not an ideal situation, which it is not. You know what I mean? I can't say I blame Esme either for not trusting Kevin or not trusting Laura, because who they are attached to. Ryan, Nicholas, Spencer, because of their attachments, she don't trust them, and I don't blame them. But I will commend Laura and Kevin because, yeah, they took Charlotte in. They're the main, primary caregivers for Charlotte. With Lulu being in a coma, Valentine being off the grid, that's a huge undertaking, taking in somebody's child. You know what I mean? And not only do they have Charlotte, now they're trying to take this baby in, which is an even bigger undertaking because Charlotte at least is a bit older. She's a bit more self-sufficient. You're talking about bringing in a newborn baby, and mind you, Kevin and Laura both have busy schedules. They both have demanding careers. Him being a psychiatrist, her being the mayor, is busy. You know what I'm saying? Where do you find the time to deal with Charlotte and taking a newborn? You know what I'm saying? So I commend them for even trying to do that. But, Laura felt like Esme really does care about that child. She just wished that the baby didn't have to spend months, the next few months in no prison, which I do agree. That's not an environment for a child. So anyway, moving on from that, I can't say I blame Gregory for being mad at Alexis, because she did go over his head and snoop all up in his business, and clearly he has a medical issue that he doesn't want to divulge to anybody for whatever reasons. I don't think, but I mean, as nosy as Alexis is, I don't think she was trying to come from a malicious place. I think she views him as a good friend. They built that little friendship up over a little bit of time. And I think she's being nosy, but I also think she wants to generally help him. You know what I mean? Like, understand what he's going through. Like, what's the problem? Because she's starting to think he drunk or something, because he was all slurring his words. He damn near fell over, and she was wondering if he was drinking or something. But I definitely think it's a medical issue that maybe he can't reverse, or, I don't know. But hopefully we find out what's going on with him, because it sucks that something's going on and he can't even tell Chase and Finn about it. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think he should keep that from them, because if it is serious, they should know. You know what I mean? Because if it's something that can kill him and he's not telling them, and, I'm pretty sure they'll be pissed about it. It's like they should know about these things. So anyway, moving on from that, I did enjoy the Portia and Elizabeth scenes. like two women commiserating with each other over mistakes that they made. I would hope, a part of me would hope that Elizabeth wouldn't get fired from the hospital, but then another part of me would get it because that's the consequence of the things you do. You know what I'm saying? It would suck because Elizabeth has been at that hospital for years, like pretty much most of her adult life, if not all of her adult life. She's been at that hospital as a nurse. So it would suck if she got fired, especially now, you know what I'm saying, taking care of these boys by herself and whatnot, and Kim going off to college. I mean, Kim transferring colleges or whatnot. It would be a hell of a time for her to lose her job. Um, but those are the consequences. You know, what she did was wrong, and it was funny that her and Portia was telling each other, you know, what they did. And I feel like the reason they keep doing these things to themselves is because they get into these situations where they think they're doing it for the greater good, but deep down they're doing it for their own purpose, whatever that is. But they tell themselves, they rationalize it as, oh, I'm doing this to protect my family. Oh, I'm doing this to protect such and such. Or I don't want to hurt such and such. Knowing damn well when the truth comes out, it's going to hurt them more. You know what I'm saying? It's going to hurt them more because you kept that secret. Um, so hopefully her and Portia learned something from this. But, you know, Portia was adamant that she was going to fight like hell to keep Elizabeth at that hospital. She was going to talk to the board and whatnot. And, you know, Finn, of course, she going to have his backing. So I'm pretty sure she going to have quite a few people, especially Terry, you know, her being chief of staff and whatnot. So, you know, she got a lot of people rallying to help. But I don't know. I mean, once the board make up their mind, who knows where this thing is going to go. Hopefully that much support will keep her in her job. But if not, I mean, that's just the cost of you know, what she did. You know, you got to face those consequences. It is what it is. Honestly, too, I cannot wait to see the showdown between Esme and Trina. I cannot wait because I'm gonna love seeing this little back and forth between them and see what Trina has to say to her. Um, I have a feeling that their little conversation may go left real quick. And I definitely noticed that the way Trina and Spencer were looking at each other at Kelly's when Spencer sat down and stuff, they were eyeing each other up and down. I said, look at the way they looking at each other. Like they the only ones in the room for a moment. I spotted that. I said, okay, I see y'all, them little glimpses y'all giving each other. I said, okay, all right now. Y'all better don't hurt nobody. So anyway, that was pretty much the whole episode. Hit the comment section. Let me know what you all thought, and I will see you all later. Peace.